Biggest cards that we want to see in 2025. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. We're going to start off over here with the Dark Magician support. Blue Eyes got its support. Yugi's little deck, or little Yugi's deck, got the Shining Sarcophagus stuff. We did get a new Dark Magician and possibly other new support around that. But the question has kind of been, what's going on with the actual Dark Magician? This card was one of the most loved cards in the fact that you chose to give Blue Eyes a power-up out here, while kind of forgetting about Dark Magician has kind of left players a little bit upset. And I can get that sometimes, actually. I can kind of understand that, while you're looking around out here at the remains of the 25th, that Dark Magician just looks like it has been forgotten about. And kind of is the case, actually. I do honestly want to see some sort of Dark Magician support out here, and as do most people, especially as, we're heading further into the nostalgia block out here. Even Exodia got a cool new form. Like, come on now. Give some love and dedication to the actual Dark Magician deck. You've already given Blue Eyes a brand new Synchro, so why can we not get a new Exceed Dark Magician that kind of is meant to push the boundaries of what that deck was capable of? I really hope that would be something that we could see out here in the possible future. I also don't know what design space that they could really do in terms of that. The Shining Sarcophagus stuff was a really cool power-up in general that they pushed for the idea of, little Yugi's deck being viable. But I don't really think that there's much that they can do in the way of, pure Dark Magician support unless you do an absolute overhaul and maybe make a possibility of an Exceed monster that can just be plopped on top of a Dark Magician that exists on the field, giving it a crap ton of skills. That would truly be a really awesome way that Konami could power that up. But the question still remains, where is my Dark Magician support as we head into the upcoming year? Evil Swarm support. This has been one of the most desired and most crazy things that I have wanted to see out here. Evil Swarm support. Okay, as a fan of Ophion and everything that Ophion did back in the day, and they made Exciton Knight. Exciton Knight was one of the coolest design cards that we could have had for the Rank 4 package, just as an opportunity to equalize and do all of this crazy things. But Elswarm has always been about being an anti-meta monster. The purpose of the deck was to, basically start to infect, to use the infection to your advantage. That's why you had Ophion out here as the Floodgate monster, making it so level 5 or higher couldn't be special summoned, while basically getting the ability to search for a spell and trap immunity card to do the thing. Unfortunately, in terms of your Evil Swarm design, if you're going to look at future support out here, you're going to probably have to print a new Floodgate in order to kind of keep this deck rolling. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, more Floodgate monsters. Can we stop this already? Unfortunately, that's kind of what the Elswarm virus was. It was a level of ability to infect things out here. Now, it would be really cool if maybe we designed some support to maybe infect the opponent's monsters. And be able to, do something with that. I don't know, especially if they're going to print this support in Terminal World 2. My question kind of becomes, how could we do something like that in, the possibility of 4 cards? I don't really think that's going to be too viable. And that's a little bit sad because the way that Evil Swarm feels, it is absolutely loved, but you would also have to make the cards be compatible with Steel Swarm in general. So that means technically we would get new Steel Swarm support. Steel Swarms definitely showed their age. Holy crap, those cards did not get to exist for very long. That's why, we went a little bit further beyond and we started to explore, new resources in the world of Elswarm. Clefors. I gotta give some shout outs to Clefors out here. Clefors was a very strong and very cool anti-meta concept so many ages ago. I loved the idea of what you could do with Clefors stun, man. Especially you Scout being able to literally search for everything, Monolith kind of being your draw package to allow you to get those massive resources up and running. Your utility options that you had available to you in Clefort was actually pretty impressive. And the deck never really let me down. It's just I never got to explore a lot of the Clefort stuff because Clee, when it originally came out, was very expensive. When Clee Stun was taking off at its peak, I didn't really get the chance to play it. There were some, Lose One Turn was a pretty gosh darn good stupid card in that deck. And also, You know, if you were choosing to play the tower stuff in the deck felt a little bit slower at points. Yeah, it was cool, but in terms of the identity of what Clefort has going for itself independently, it's always just been kind of a control deck at this point. Like, you know, the bounceability on some of the cards was really cool, but we never really got into like the heart and soul of Clefort as a whole. So I would hope that, you know, if we are going to explore some new support out here in 2025, that Clefort gets a little bit more of an identity for itself and actually gets something to make it a little bit more exciting, because you can play a continuous revival wall of things off of pendulum summons. A new pendulum monster I think would be fantastic, actually. Even, you know, I would even go so far as to say, give this deck a link 1 that points down, that allows you to summon multiple things from the extra deck, bypassing link arrows. I think that'd be fine, but it locks you into Cleforts. You know, the whole purpose of this deck is to wall up and make sure that you can actually do what you set out to do. And then, of course, the armor cards. That's right, everybody. I still am not letting this one go. Don't worry. 2025 is going to be the year that Valen's armor cards are going to touch down. My only concern is you're going to have to print multiple waves of Valen's cards in order to get this shit off of the ground, because you are not doing that with 5 pieces and 1 spell card that can summon them all. You're going to have to print probably at least 20 cards in order to give some sort of landing to Valen's strategy and to just give this deck some actual air in order to breathe. And I really, really, really hope that Konami takes advantage of this and takes a look at the filler arc stuff and goes, hey, you know, we've heard you guys complaining about this. We know that you guys want some power-ups for this. We're gonna finally do it. We've heard you. Oh, great beast of the sky, please hear my cry. Please print Valen's armor cards this year so I can win this stupid duel in style. Yeah, imagine a fat Peter Griffin looking dude here, as my comment section tells me all the time. Imagine me and my Chad armor cards going. Pff, pff. Yeah, it's not gonna actually happen. But I like to hope, and I like to get excited out here for this. And I know deep down that a lot of other people wanted this too. I mean, I wanted the Mechlord Emperor cards to exist too. You know, I liked the individual idea. You could soup up your Skeel, your Carrier, and all those. You could do some mix and match for the Mechlord Emperors, but we never got that level of idea. It was just kind of Konami going, here's Weisel, Granel, and, you know, Skeeth, or whatever his name was, or Weisel, and they're just like, all right, you got some old bad cards. Enjoy. Guys, go nuts. You wanted to spell negate? Congratulations. Take it. You just got to find a way to get it on the field and make it work. But we'll see where that goes. And then the Dragon Master Magia reprint. I almost said retrain there. Oof. I think that this is one of the most anticipated things heading out of the year out here. Dragon Master Magia was one of the biggest things that TCG players wanted. They don't like the idea that they have to play a Primite Blue Eyes deck. They're just like, hey, you know, Blue Eye Structure Deck's coming. You know, why is Master Magia so expensive? You know, you want me to spend $30, but yet you got this Carpade Wall behind $900, and that's got a lot of people on edge still to this day. I can understand that. I can also see why people want the opportunity to get these cards at a slightly more affordable rate. And that's where I'm kind of wondering where Konami's going to use the reprint equity for this to kind of decide, hey, you know, if we reprint this here, you know, will this alone sell? So I think Magia has enough selling power in and in itself to sell a set. And I think that Konami is very well aware of that. So wherever they're going to choose to put Magia, I think is going to be in like kind of an emergency scenario this year. They're just going to be like, hey, you know, we have a set we don't really feel as confident in potentially doing well. You're probably not going to see this until middle of the year, maybe the end of the year, maybe in like a holiday set, which is really sad because, you know, we have that Blue Eye Structure deck coming at such an alarmingly fast rate out here. Literally, February is right around the corner, everybody. I mean, we're heading into January here, but, you know, February is almost already here, so buckle up. So what are the top things that you guys want to see get printed out here in the year 2025? I really, anything's possible in this game, but that's what I want to see. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.